Okay, I believe I'm still waiting for Facebook to kind of respond, but for the most part, we're on Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope. So let's give this a shot. Here we go. First time streaming. Oh no, that's like really not good at this. Anyhow, my name's Codemaster Jamal, and that's really bright light that I'm trying to block with the back of my head. Today I'm going to be working on a pause menu. First off, let me start by greeting everyone and saying hello. Um, Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. This is why I spend so much time editing my videos, because I stutter and I stop talking a lot. So anyhow, today we're going to be designing a pause menu for my game, and the design for it is based on the... Okay, so basically my game is this kind of sci-fi game, and it's based around Pokemon. And I was inspired by Pokemon and Digimon, and as you know, in Pokemon they have the PokeDex, and in Digimon you have the Digivice. So basically, the point today is that I'm going to design kind of like this device that the tamers in my game will be able to use to basically send out their monsters, and it have actually quite a few features. It'll have like different apps and stuff like that you can access. So the basic idea is that when you pause the screen, this device pops up on your screen, and you can select between the different quote unquote apps you can use on the device, and they each have a different function in the game. So let's get to designing this device. Originally, because it took me a long time to actually figure out what I was going to call it. Originally, I was calling it a cyber drive, because I was basically saying like, okay, it's similar to a jump drive, and you know, I guess that kind of made sense for a while, and because I couldn't really think of anything. I was like, oh, it's gonna be, because everything's based on sci-fi, so it's gonna be like, oh, the file storer, or like something. But everything I thought of was pretty lame. So eventually, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna try calling it a virtual drive, and then out of nowhere, like it makes sense. My game's called Virtual Monsters, the Pokedex, Digimon, the Digivice, Like I should have thought of that before. I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but it made more sense now. The virtual drive. So the virtual drive is basically a device that the tamers use to send out their monsters, but then also they use it to scan other monsters and acquire data on them, and so on and so forth. So let's get into designing that, and here we go. All right, the chat is open for anyone that wants to join. I'm sorry if I take me a little while to respond. Okay, so basically, what this started off as was I kind of just cut okay, so I looked at the new trailer for the new Digimon series, and I realized that they had like an update to their Digivice. They changed it from what it looked like before to basically a cell phone, which makes a lot of sense because as technology progresses, it would make sense that it's a cell phone, a touchscreen on top of that, versus this clunk of like we no longer live in the age where we carry around pagers and stuff like that. So pretty much everything is done with your smartphone, and you really don't need anything else with your phone. Your phone is compatible with nearly everything. It's compatible with laptops, your cars. If you have Bluetooth in your car, it's compatible with damn near everything. So basically, the idea behind making the virtual drive was to keep it simple. If I make it a cell phone, or at least in the shape of a cell phone, then basically I'd be able to kind of manipulate a lot of things. And the basic idea is that you have this cell phone, but then on the actual cell phone itself, you'll have different apps and stuff like that you can access. So you'll be able to scroll down and mess with the different apps and stuff like that that'll be on the device. So this here will actually be where the pause menu is. Everything else on the outside is kind of like a skeleton for it. So let's go ahead and get started. So basically, what I did was I just kind of cut this I cut this thing out of this image here. You can find images of mobile templates all over online. They're pretty easy to come across. Uh, they're everywhere. A lot of people do mobile app design. I believe this one here is specifically for a Samsung. So yeah, that's that. And what I did was I just kind of pasted it into a new document that's of the same size, and then I resized it to let's see, it's I'm going based off of height, so I know that my screen, the maximum height for my screen is 1080. So I'm making this pause menu 900, kind of testing it out for now to see how it'll work, and I'll show you guys some Unity code later as well. So after that, I went around and I kind of just started deleting the white on the outsides of it. And once I was done deleting the whites on the outside, I decided to select this part here because I don't know if you pay attention to this Digivice here. They kind of have these you see these yellow, I guess, outlines on it. Because eventually I want to 3D model this as well. So I took this here and I basically duplicated it onto another layer, and then I flipped it horizontally, and I kind of moved it over a little bit so that way it fits up better with the phone. And then eventually I created a new layer, and I ended up pasting another one, but said this time I flipped it vertically so that way we can have one here at the bottom. And then by the time I got done, I basically had this here. And this here is the basic shape of it. The idea, as you can see, this phone screen is transparent, so this is actually where I'll have the UI elements for the pause menu. So that is, I also kind of whited this stuff out, but this is just a shape. I'm really not even going to use this actual outline. This is just a shape for what I'm going to do later. So let's see something. See if I can actually select a decent amount. I'll admit the select tool in paint.net probably isn't the best. Definitely would say Photoshop of all programs. And granted, it's been a long time since I've actually used Photoshop. Photoshop probably has the best select tool from my experience. It's a bit more accurate, and usually I can get everything done in one click. So I'm basically going to take this shape and then kind of manipulate the shape of this here to my own liking. No, I think I'll leave that there for now. I'm just going to paint over this. So I'm going to go here, going to create a new layer, and the hard part about this is I really don't even know what colors to actually use for it. So just to test things out, I'm going to go with, I'll go with no, I'm gonna go with the red. More red, kind of like closer to that there. That type of red. Okay. And then next, the only thing I have to do is kind of paint over this. Just gonna choose a really big brush. That basic outline for the device. There you go. Now that I have this device's outline done, and I create a new layer. Gonna put it underneath, and then finally this part here. That didn't come out looking too pretty, so on top layer here, I had deselect to go with soap. Gotta go with a smaller brush. Smaller brush. Okay. Probably even smaller than that. Clean up some things here. This is kind of just a mock version for now. Hopefully I'll be able to design a better looking one later. So okay. You know, now that I've seen that, I kind of don't even want that anymore. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is actually just make that does. I'm not too sure if it's too centered actually. Doesn't look too centered, but for the most part, I think I can go with this. Okay. Delete this other layer. Now that we have that, we can move on to other things. For example, I guess I didn't think of this too thoroughly, but I kind of wanted to do was create these kind of like ridges right here for, I guess, make them like a gold color. Just a mock version. See how things work in the future. Then really hope. Really hope I don't get a copyright strike because somebody's playing some music in the background, and just hope it's like being filtered out a little bit by my room door. But you know, it's Thanksgiving and my family is over, so. You know, I actually think I can get away. I already kind of see that there's some things I need to clean up. Alright. Now I got these three here. So I guess what I'll do with this is that I'll just kind of fill them in. And now I'm going to duplicate this layer because what I'm going to do, just kind of flip it. And, you know, that wasn't what I wanted to do, but sorry. That was a vertical flip. Flip it horizontally. And it still didn't come out right. But that's fine because we can just move this into place. Yeah, it's perfect. And next with this one here, I'll duplicate that layer and then I'll flip that layer vertically. And that should give me that. And then I duplicate that layer and I'll flip that layer. Oh. Sorry, flip it horizontally. And no. Alright. So it's something like that. No, that didn't quite come out too right. So I think I might actually not redo it, but I think I might do that one. It's a little bit different. Yeah, didn't quite come out right. Because there's like a little difference here or there. That one came out kind of perfect. Yeah, I think this one here, just to make it a little bit more perfect, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of redo it. YouTube, hope I don't get no copyright strike for this. Hoping. Just hoping and hoping and hoping. Like, it looks like looks like I'm not streaming on Facebook, so guess what we're going to do. Oh, it's on Facebook then. Okay, because I was having problems like even posting to Facebook all day. So I think for now, we're not gonna care too much. Okay, so that doesn't even matter. They're still gonna try to. Well, they're still gonna try to send that data to Facebook regardless. So let's go ahead and continue doing what we were doing. And let me see something real quick. Okay, no, that first piece. Looks like that first piece is perfect, but for some reason, I guess when I flip these, it didn't come out too good. It's a little. This side here is a little bit different than this side here, which doesn't make sense. But even this part here. Uh, this is where having guess tedious fortitude. I don't even know what to call it, but like being very very tedious with things. Come like basically my experience as a pixel artist is where that type of expertise kind of comes in hand because now I know how to pinpoint certain things. Actually, I know what would make this live stream a lot better. Actually, I'm actually gonna play some music. It's kind of dead in here. I mean, it's just me for now. I was hoping at least to get one person, but it's just me for now. But that's okay because we're actually gonna play some music from some of my friends. I created a playlist on SoundCloud called "Local Talent Straight Out of Dade," and basically it just showcases a lot of talent locally here within Miami, the city of Miami, Dade County. So, and I put it straight out of Dade because these people come from different parts of the city, obviously. So, we live in the metropolis of Superman. Uh, yeah, there's a few songs I had to take off. So if your song was on there, I had to take off a few songs because of YouTube and their copyright policy, and I just basically just couldn't get it cleared to play your music through this live stream. So we're gonna go ahead and play some music. I'm putting it on shuffle, and we're just gonna have some time. Have a good time. Everybody come here, have a good time. That's the whole point of Codemaster Jamal. Just have a good time, yo. Like don't. from far away that really doesn't matter too much. But I've always been like kind of a perfectionist. Like far away, you can't even tell, but yes, you can. For the most part, this is it's pretty good. Let's turn down the music a little bit. I guess for the most part, this is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty close. It's pretty close to Ty's Digivice and the new trailer movie. I haven't really kept up too much with the Digimon movies too much. I know they have them on YouTube. I'm just gonna buy them all one day and just kind of binge watch all of them because the first two seasons were actually like my favorite. I mean, well, really the third season was my favorite. But I got into the show because of the first show, obviously. So I didn't like too many of the other ones that came after that. This isn't perfect. Like I know this isn't perfect work. So, but because I know it's not perfect work, I'm gonna update it later. But for now, actually, I think I just need to go ahead and. I'm actually gonna save this as a PDN first, just in case for some reason I want to go back and do some more things, which I already know I want to do. So, other than that, Control Shift F, compile everything, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna cut this from out of this document here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna paste this here. Guess I could use this smudge tool a bit to kind of smooth that out, but it's not gonna matter for now. Oh no. Curse me in my perfectionist ways. Bit more curvature. Give it a bit more curvature. Oh snap! Let's go back to playing some music real quick. This is from Quiana Major. She's a pretty good keyboardist slash vocalist. Pretty dope. Well, I guess this is it for now. This is basically the virtual drive, or at least a mock version of it. It shows red because, well, Agumon would have been like my Digimon if, the crest of courage. I don't even know how to explain that. The point is, this is just a test virtual drive, and then I don't even know if this is going to work entirely. Oh, come on. They are not playing basketball right now at this time. Just give me a moment. Sorry, my little cousins were playing basketball outside. Yeah, this is basically it for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually save this, and save this my Virtual Monsters RPG folder. I don't think you guys, because of OBS Studio, I don't think you guys can actually see me going into my folders, but it's actually quite something to prototype 2. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, save this, and now we're gonna go ahead into. Oh snap! I am so sorry. I just now saw University of Education's messages. It's saying that I have no sound. All right. Kind of shows both of the messages. This is my first time doing chat while live. So yeah. Anyhow, the next thing we're actually going to do is that we're actually going to go straight into Unity, and we're going to take, and we're going to kind of take it from there. I've centered this a little bit, and okay, here we are. And yeah, with the Unity project, this is basically what I was doing here. Because this is going to be on my UI, I have to go here and change a few things. And say alpha is transparency, default type. We're going to go here, sprite 2D. University of Education you were talking about earlier, where you were having problems making pieces of your UI. You're having problems making it a certain color. Well, this is actually how you do it. You go here to texture type, and you put in sprite 2D. So that simple. Just gonna go with that for now. Okay, good. And it actually makes the inside of it transparent. Clamp. Point, no filter. Like that. And next, I'm gonna go over here to. I think I might rename this here to Player UI, because I'm going to be working with multiple canvases soon. And then I'm going to go to the pause menu. Kind of already have an image set up for, let's see, actually turn this on. I actually already have an image kind of set up as a default, but now I'm going to use a different image. And as you can see, yeah, this is it, basically. The basic idea behind my pause menu. So you'll basically have the option to do like different things inside of here. Let's see what happens if I click set native size. Kind of actually like how it resized in here. I guess I can keep it at 900 height, but this is the blue. Okay, I'll disable it for now and go back and do it again. Okay. Let's go to this chat. Sorry about that. Now you can. Hopefully, it's a little bit better. I was trying to experiment with the chat because before someone saying they don't like my channel because every time I stream I don't have a chat open. So I kind of wanted to show them like, hey, look, I have a chat now. But I guess it doesn't work entirely too much with the way how I do things. So I guess I'll go ahead and kind of redo that again. Okay, so basically what you want to do is import your graphic into Unity, and then you want to go over here. Now normally it's set to default, but you have this thing here called texture type, and you're going to go here and you're going to select sprite 2D, and from there you pretty much don't really need anything else. Here's what I will say is that if there's something that you want to be transparent on your graphic before you apply the changes, you have to go into default here and select transparency. Otherwise, it's not going to translate. I think actually what you have to do is kind of hit apply and then go here and then hit apply again just to get that to work. So that's how 2D UI kind of works. I have this tutorial coming out. I think by the time it comes out, it won't even be relevant anymore. But or at least probably not too relevant to you, and because I've seen you do more UI things, but it probably won't be too relevant. But you get the I hope you get the idea. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna call this virtual drive, and then inside of this here, I'm gonna create another object, and I think I'm just gonna make it an image, and I need to actually get the actual dimensions of the inside of my virtual drive actually. So you guys can't see it because I haven't switched, but I'm actually in paint.net right now, 392 by 694. So I'm gonna set the native size just to test things out, and then I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna say 392 by 694. 694. Okay, so you see that there actually fills in the it actually fills in the inside of the UI, which is where I'm gonna have like different options and those type of things. So I think for this here, I'll set it. Well, guess I'll just set it back to this. That doesn't look too good, so set it that for now. And it actually looks pretty cool. And the basic idea was to kind of have these call this here, I'm just gonna call it background. And now it's kind of tricky because I actually don't entirely know how I'm gonna do this next part here, but for the most part I'm just gonna create another image. And let's see if I make this image a different sprite. Will it? Yes, it does appear. Okay. So. Oh, okay. But it only appears underneath the background. Let's see if I make this a child of that. And try to duplicate this here. Okay, well, that works. It's an app for now. I should think it would be better if I actually go here and select probably some type of button. So, and now I think if I actually resize the virtual drive to 800 by 800, sorry, 800 by 900, still gotta be 900 pixels. I think this background here, I can actually expand it and see this background here. Let's see, some math. This is where like math actually becomes important. Okay, if it's 456, I'll just bring out the calculator so I can figure out the exact dimension I need to make the background. And I know I'm changing it to 800 minus 456, 344. So if I add 344 to 392, should get the value I need. 736. Okay, so I can go ahead and change this here to be 800 pixels wide. I can go here and change this here to be 732, and I believe that works. So this thing here called app. This is basically there'll be like more things. I I haven't really planned out too much what I'm supposed to do with this UI. Just right off the top of my head, I'm thinking of some options. So here I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do here in Notepad. With that right here. Okay, so I guess the pause menu options will be, I know I want, it's called the monster Dex, but let me call it a virtual Dex now, I guess, to keep the naming kind of going. You obviously want an option to view your team. You want options. Eventually I want to program some type of scanner type interface type thing, so might as well just put that there for now. And what else do I need? Kind of weird, but I'm actually gonna do like some type of rideshare app in the game. It's gonna be kind of cool. Might as well put that there for now so I don't forget. Let's see. I guess a collection? No. Let me see something. Let me try to look up on the internet how the pause menu for Pokemon looks like again. Oh, of course. What I forgot to do was need something for a player profile, and then you need to for items. I can't believe I didn't think of that before. Let's see, so virtual Dex, player profile, options, I guess an option to quit. I want to do like more things, like additional apps and stuff like that. Eventually I want to make this type of like scroll list where you can scroll and basically pick which app you want to use and stuff like that. So that way it's more similar to like an actual mobile phone. Yeah. So I guess for now I'm gonna make this inactive. Then let's see how this actually looks like in gameplay. Before we do that, let's do some code. Okay, so these are basically the options I want for now. Now it's not too sure what else I want, because I can't think of anything else. It's like last night I thought of so many things, but I fell asleep and just kind of forgot everything in the morning. So that's going to be it for when it comes to the pause menu options for now. What I'm going to focus on now would be some code. And welcome to, I'm going to say virtual monsters. Welcome to Visual Studio. That should be better for the screen there. Actually, while I'm in here, I might as well actually fix up the camera so that way it's a little bit smoother when you scroll. So, gonna go. Not really too sure how this is gonna look like on the screen, but we click play. It's a bit smoother. The scrolling of the camera is a bit more smooth. So yeah, it was just the reason why it was kind of snappy like that was because I guess the variable I was using wasn't small enough to make the snap less noticeable. So let's hop back into Visual Studio. Okay, so the way how I kind of have the pause menu working right now is actually done through the overworld camera, and I'm actually going to create another case here because I want to create some more options later. And instead of this incrementing, I actually want this to don't want this. Kind of don't like Visual Studio because for some reason I basically want it to be like 3 clicks. False again. And then I want to set the boundary to equal 0f. And go time, that time scale 1f again. Then what I also want to do when this second one comes up, let's see, should I? Alright, I'm gonna create a public game object pause menu. So now when we go back into Unity, we're basically going to be able to kind of slide this game object, this player UI that I created, directly into the overworld camera, which is right here in player. So we have this pause menu right here. See, we're gonna just slide this pause menu here, and that is all we have to do. I might have to do some more because basically you're kind of switching back and forth between monster and tamer. So like for everything I do for the tamer, I have to do also for the monster, and it gets kind of irritating. But you know, I decided to make my game this way, so I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. And this was originally the way how I wanted to do things. So it makes code very, very tedious. So you have to do a lot of extra code. And the actual code that you're doing isn't like, it isn't anything new. You're just doing a lot of copying and pasting, to be honest. Because for everything that this thing can do, this other thing can also do when it's active. So it's pretty crazy. Let me actually go. Let's see something. Okay, this game object here. I'm gonna take you guys back into Visual Studio so I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, also I'm gonna be releasing another like devlog later. If I say some things that don't make sense in that devlog, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. What I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like you're probably, I mentioned something where it's like, oh well, I've never shown you guys any code, and you know I'm showing you guys code now. So it's the reason why is because I recorded this devlog so long ago that it really just doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna release it regardless because I think it's a really, really good video, and it pretty much answers a lot of questions that people have been asking me. So yeah, let me turn it down a little bit. My family over there, well, nah, they cool. They calm down. You know, it's Thanksgiving, so you know my family's gonna be pretty loud, which is normal, but probably not perfect for streaming. But you do what you gotta do. Let's see something. This player motor here. Okay, so what I need to do is create a public float. Call it, public bool. This is for later, because I know set the false. I go here. We're gonna say is running. Let's equal true, and then we're gonna say is running. Let's equal to false. False again. So for actually the reason why I'm doing this is because basically I'm trying to make it to where basically you have the ability to kind of run. Uh, you have the ability to run basically by holding down shift in the game. And what I'm trying to do is basically make it so that when you do, let's see, basically when you do hold out a button to run, you don't just move faster, but also the NPC that's following you moves faster. So that way it keeps up to you, and it doesn't become really, really lost or something like that. Because it's always going to follow you as long as you don't switch back. I mean, even when you switch back, the other one's going to follow to where whoever the leader is. They're just going to follow that guy. So it really doesn't matter too much, but still. Okay, I called it AI controller. Trying to remember the name of some scripts. Okay, so here in the AI controller, we already have. It's called a transform. Oh man, why did I make it a transform? Okay, so I might have to go back and rewrite some things, but the basic idea is okay. Set the destination. The basic idea is to basically take the target. Man, I have to really rewrite a lot of these things. Like, oh man, I have to really rewrite a lot of these things. Why did I do that? So that's the only thing that sucks about code is that you always have to kind of rewrite the scripts a little bit. Like if you change anything in one script, you have to rewrite a lot of things. And don't know why the move speed's 2. Set the 2, but basic idea was to go player dot dot is running. See, player is running. We're basically going to go here and just go move speed times 2. Else, and actually, it says if you write it that way, I'm actually going to have errors. We're going to go player is running. We're actually going to go here. We're actually going to go move speed divided by 2. But that might not even work itself. So, it was a great idea. It's like I just wrote these scripts like a week ago, but I'm already forgetting what to do. Okay, because we're working on a pause menu, so let's stick to what we were doing. So we're gonna go here, and we're actually just gonna go and say, because we wrote the variable here for the game object pause menu, which we passed in. So we're just gonna go ahead and say pause menu dot set active is equal to true, and then we're gonna go here and say pause menu dot set active is equal to false. So that way, when we exit out of it, on off. It's like flipping switches in your house. We have a bunch of light switches in your house. The way how I would try to make it similar to making a video game is that you basically want a bunch of things to turn off and turn on. So when you're doing things, for example, this here, all this does is basically it sets a bind for the camera to basically to stop the movement, to stop detecting the movement on the X or Y axis on the mouse, and to basically bind it so that way it doesn't move the camera when you're trying to read something. And now that I think about that, because I might have to rewrite some of this code, because right now I'm under pressure because let me think about that. Yeah, I guess the code will work regardless. So, let's give this a shot. I'm not really too sure how things are gonna look like on OBS Studio. Because you guys know I'll be having problems with that, and I really be trying to show you guys like some really nifty codes. And there we go, the pause menu works, and now we're able to go back and travel again. But as you see, we click. Technically, I'm not supposed to be able to do that, but because I just disabled it. But if we click exit again, escape again, this UI menu pops up, and then we click again, we're able to move. So click it once, I'm pressing up on the arrow keys and I can't move. And then still can't move, but this, if I click escape again, the UI menu pops up. Still can't move, but now as you see, like I can't move the camera either. So, but then if I click it again, it basically sets it to true. So I think what I'm actually gonna do is here I'm actually gonna pause. Oh, wait a minute. I got this thing stuck on OBS Studio, so you guys did not see a single thing I did. But that's okay. Because I figured out what I wanted from my game is to basically have this right the first time, because I don't want the camera to move when you press escape, basically. And really terrible at the streaming thing, but you get better over time. Yeah, so here we are. We're going back here to show you guys a rough overview of everything. We're gonna go here to my player object, overall camera, and then as you see, we have this game object called pause menu. So basically, when you're switching back and forth between the leaders, it already activates which UI is supposed to be used. So basically, for everything I do with the monster, I have to do with the tamer, and vice versa. So I have a pause menu. I already have the monster UI set up. I already have a pause menu option. I just have to copy everything from this pause menu to this pause menu. So that's pretty simple. I have it set up so that way if I ever get someone else to kind of help me out with this project, it's like, hey, look, everything's kind of already there. You just gotta kind of slide things into slots, basically, and that's the easiest thing ever. So I'm gonna show you guys one last time. Let's see, I do have it. Okay, do have it with Unity. I have to remember that when I'm switching screens. So I have to remember that when I'm switching screens. Okay, it's showing. Not entirely too sure. Okay, yeah, it's showing you guys what's happening in this inspector. So as you can see, I can move around freely, but if I click escape, what I'm supposed to do is what's supposed to happen is that I want the cursor to kind of show up, but I'm not done designing the cursor. I might design the cursor next week or within my next live stream with you guys. But as you can see, I can't move my mouse. If I normally move my mouse, I'd be able to rotate the camera, but I can't move my mouse. So, that's clicking escape one time. We click it again, the UI pops up. So all I had to do was kind of set the UI as active, and the player will be able to kind of function with this UI here. And then finally, if I click escape again, the game goes back into place and we're moving again. So yeah, that's the basic idea behind my pause menu. If you guys would like to see more, you guys will obviously be seeing me work on this a lot more. And I'm just going to be spending some time throughout the week just kind of doing live streams and just showing you guys how it's done. Because one thing I will tell you about game development, I think now, let me also address some things. When I first started my channel, I didn't really I had spent 14 years. I've spent the past 14 years of my life learning how to make video games on my own. I didn't go to school or anything. I wish I could have, but I wasn't too sure. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah. So here we go, and I'm trying to become a better, I guess, streamer, YouTuber. As you can see, this here works like a charm. I still need to do some things with the dialogue system as well. It's really confusing. Like, it's just kind of a hectic nightmare, but if you kind of look through certain things, you can kind of get that. But okay, what I was trying to say before earlier, when I first started my channel, it wasn't that I was a novice. Like I knew theoretically how to do everything, and my approach to, I guess, to game development is that I don't really know what I'm doing exactly, but what I did was I came up with a theory for how to get things done. And I basically, the point of my channel is that I don't know what I'm doing, but here's my theory on how this should be done. And because, and up until now, I mean, so far all my theories have been working. So theoretically speaking, I can build an MMO by myself, but nothing really. I have no excuses. I'm just gonna get it done. For the most part, yeah, that's about it. Is that it was. Sorry, I'm getting off. The point was is that it's not that I'm a novice. Like I know what I'm doing when it comes to code wise and understanding computer science, understanding video games, how they're made. I understand all that because that's what I've been that's been my bread and butter for the past 14 years. But I wasn't entirely too sure about how to go about doing certain things. But now that I've kind of practiced and put things into practice, now I'm pretty sure what I can and cannot do. So actually, I'll show you if I actually click escape as a monster, because I haven't programmed the pause menu for the monster yet. Might actually do a lot of crazy UI functions. So the basic idea is that yes, I don't entirely know what I'm doing, but like I came up with a theory to basically test what I wanted to do. And so far, it's like the scientific method. You know, you have a problem, you form a hypothesis, and then you design an experiment to basically test your hypothesis. And that's basically what my channel has been about. Been getting a few negative comments about that, but you know, it's okay because that's the point of YouTube. You kind of put yourself out there, and maybe people like you, maybe they won't. But the point is that you tried your best regardless. And that's the whole point in general, is that just put your game out there on the market, kind of see how it does. Yes, marketing does help. Yes, having great graphics does help. But the truth of the fact is that you have to build your game first and put it out there on the market. Otherwise, you'll never know what it's going to do. And to say that I've been learning about video games for 14 years, but I've never put out a game, it's like, okay, very big thing. But that's the point, is that I'm trying to put my first game out there, and this really is my dream game. You know, I've obviously taken a long time to learn what I needed to learn. You know, I like back in 2015, all I did on YouTube, honestly, was pretty much just I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I watched a lot of like Unity tutorials and stuff like that. But I basically just looked for all the tutorials I needed to learn in order to build my game. And when I was at school and I was learning programming, I already knew programming, but I was learning the more object-oriented programming, which is what allowed me to get to where I am right now. Let's say it was like a puzzle, basically. Now, all these tutorials on YouTube, plus the knowledge I gained from being in school, was just a puzzle that I kind of put together, and I realized that, oh snap, I can actually do this. Like, theoretically speaking, I can do this. So yes, it's just a theory. Yes, I don't entirely know what I'm doing, but for the most part, I have some rough idea of how it's supposed to be done. There probably is a correct way to do it. There's probably a better way to do it. But as a novice, like being a novice programmer, like, yeah, you don't know the right way to do something, but sometimes not knowing the right way to do something isn't like that bad either. Like, you can come up with your own ways. So try not to let people discourage you. I'll always say this: you are the only person who can make your dream game, and the only person that knows how to build your dream game is you. So without further ado, I think I'm going to end this live stream. It's been very, very nice with all of you guys. I hope to do more live streams with you. I hope to develop more with you guys, and I really enjoy my time with you guys. And to give you guys one more, this is the pause menu, and we're back to playing again. Without further ado, my name's Codemaster Jamal, and today I made a pause menu. If you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe please subscribe to the channel. Oh Jesus! Please subscribe to the channel, and that'll be all for me today. To everyone here, everyone out there in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving. God bless. You guys have an amazing holiday today. Spend time with your family. Take care. Bye. Oh wait, I pressed stop recording, not stop streaming. I'm sorry, guys.